Hey everyone, Electric Gypsy Blues here. Um, I don't know if any of you heard the news. I know some of you have heard the news. Neil Peart died Tuesday. Neil Peart of Rush died of brain cancer. Um, this news was not a surprise to me. I didn't know he had brain cancer because he never disclosed it, I don't think. But usually, as an abrupt of an ending as Rush was, because he called it quits. Kind of like the Malcolm Young thing, somebody's sick. So as many as these as we had, uh, it's shocking yet it's not. It's sad, but he's at peace, as we say. I guess. I mean, I'm a huge Rush fan. You know, Rush, Black Sabbath, a lot of bands. Ginger Baker passed recently. You know, and I mean, they're getting old. I mean, these are guys that we grew up with. As far as the younger people out there, they can't really feel this one. I mean, he's one of the greatest drummers of all time. I mean, you had Keith Moon, John Bonham. I mean, Ginger Baker. But Neil Peart was in a whole class of his own. Um, Eccentric as fuck. I mean, this guy was just eccentric as hell. But that's what made that band that band. I mean, they all had their things about them, you know. Um, I mean, I'm a huge Geddy Lee fan, probably more than Neil Peart, because I love the bass and I love how what Geddy Lee added to the bass and the line of bassists. But yeah, uh, if you haven't seen it, you will see it. Neil Peart, dead at the age of 67, I believe. I think that's what I saw, of brain cancer. Um, you know, when you're old, I'm old, 50, and we start losing our favorite people, no matter if it's our family, um, rock stars, our favorite people we like as individuals, rock stars. You get this horrible alone feeling. I remember when Chris Cornell died. That was rough for me. That was really a rough one. Um, that was shocking as fuck. Um, Still rough. The whole Prince thing was a huge shock. Um, you just get this alone feeling, like I said, if it's your family, if it's these rock stars, it's your favorite actors, whatever, you start to feel like, when you're old, you say, why are they all leaving me? Why are they all leaving me? You're being narcissistic, but but you're allowed to be that way. You're allowed to say, well, they're all going, and I'm left here by myself, which not really by ourselves, but you feel that way in the moment of your emotions. And this would just be another one, you know. One thing I wanted to let you guys in on, if any of you guys, I know some Canadian guys are familiar with Le Studio, LE Studio. It's a studio in the woods of Canada. I'm not sure. It's the easternmost part of Canada. Quebec. I may probably wrong. Anyway, look it up. Le Studio. It's deep in the woods. I had actually watched a lot of videos on the studio over the summer after Rush broke up, and I was kind of getting whatever Rush CDs I can still get, because they're not really selling CDs anymore. But you had to kind of scrape around to find them, and so I got pretty much the whole set of Rush CDs. There's still some that I need to get. And I was just digging on those for quite a while. You go through your phases. I'm not just all blues. There's a lot more to my musical taste than blues. A lot. And so I hit on these videos while I was shifting through Rush stuff on YouTube, and I hit on the studio. So what La Studio is it's a studio. I forgot the guy's name that built it. I mean, all the information is there. It actually has a YouTube channel, La Studio YouTube channel. And so this guy, this studio had been abandoned since, oh man, the 90s, maybe a little after that. I'm not sure. Uh, they just kind of just abandoned it, closed it down, abandoned it. And the videos show how it looked. My point is that this is the studio that Rush recorded a lot of early albums on, a lot of big, huge albums in this studio. The Tom Sawyer, um, crap. I'm sorry, my mind is blank right now. It's videos, the live videos of Rush in the studio. It says La Studio on there on the video. That's where they recorded it with the big, huge windows where Neil Peart is in front of the big, huge windows. And so I was watching all these videos on this place, and there was this channel that just kept track of the place, and they want somebody to buy it so they can rehab it and make it like a museum or something like that. I mean, it wasn't just Rush that recorded there. I mean, there was a lot of people that recorded there. And there's a video of Neil Peart, the only one from Rush. I mean, maybe Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson had gone back, but there's an actual video of Neil Peart going back to the studio, talking about it, an interview, which is rare. And talk about Neil Peart, and guy really didn't say much outside of a few interviews. And I guess it was just, and this was after, I think it was after he shut the band down and went back there. You just get this feeling like, he's closing some doors, he's saying goodbye, and that's the feeling I got. I mean, not dumb, when people are sick, if you've been around them long enough. I've been around enough sick people to know when their time is ending. So, I just wanted to let you guys know about that. If you're gonna start digging for Neil Peart stuff, check that out. Rest in peace, Neil Peart. What can you say? He was one of the greatest. I'm not gonna say the greatest because everybody had their own thing, you know. I mean, I can't say Jimmy was better than Stevie or Stevie was better than Jimmy, and all these arguments people get into on the internet about shit, and Albert King was better than BB King, and all this fucking bullshit people go through. And so he was one of a kind. I mean, there will never be another Neil Peart. There'll never be another Rush. It's going to be a hard time for people, so, you know, support those people that are going to be feeling it. We're all feeling it in our own way. But that's all kind of I wanted to say is to kind of let you guys in on that in case you didn't know. He died Tuesday, and this has been kept quiet because of his own, feelings about it until now. So kind of like the whole Malcolm Young thing all over again. So anyway, there you go. Well, not really, because Malcolm had a stroke. Yeah, just kind of mind is racing right now. Anyway, enjoy your Rush CDs. Enjoy some Rush videos on YouTube. Um, think about the man. Think about the ones that are feeling this one. My prayers go out to Getty and Alex. It's got to be rough. All right, guys. Good night.